What do Old Testament prophecies say about redemption? Imagine reading ancient writings that hint at a plan to fix what's broken in the world. These writings come from the Old Testament and reveal a story of hope and restoration. They talk about a coming Savior who will change everything. The prophecies show that redemption is about more than just fixing mistakes. It's about restoring a relationship with God and creating a new way for people to connect with Him. One of the clearest pictures of this is in the book of Isaiah. It describes a suffering servant who takes on the punishment for others' wrongdoings. Isaiah 53 says this servant is wounded and bruised because of the sins of many. This person's suffering is not just punishment but a way to bring peace and healing to others. Many believe this points to Jesus Christ, who died and rose again to bring forgiveness and new life. Isaiah also talks about someone anointed by God's Spirit to bring good news to the poor and to heal the brokenhearted. This person is called to set captives free and declare God's favor. This shows that redemption involves liberation from both spiritual and physical struggles. It's about healing wounds and opening the door to a better future. The prophets Jeremiah and Ezekiel add more to this story. They speak of a new covenant that God will make with His people. Jeremiah promises a promise written on hearts so people can have a close, personal relationship with God. This new promise means sins are forgiven and people are restored to fellowship with God. It's a fresh start that changes the way people relate to God from the inside out. Psalm 22 is another important piece. It describes suffering and eventual victory, which many see as a prophecy of the Messiah's death and resurrection. It shows that redemption involves suffering but ends with triumph over death and evil. Throughout the Old Testament, there is a hope that a descendant of King David will come to rule with justice and establish an everlasting kingdom. This hope kept people going through times of hardship and exile. It points to a future where everything will be made right again. These prophecies teach us that redemption is not just a future event. It is something that can be experienced now through faith in the coming Messiah. They reminded us that God's plan is to forgive, restore, and bring new life. When we understand these promises, we see how the story of redemption connects the Old and New Testaments. They show us that what was promised long ago was fulfilled in Jesus, and that hope remains alive today.